We are appearing for college interviews which are happening for internship as well as placement. But the problem is some of the students grab a better package if I talk about compared to some student. What is the reason behind that? We did all the competitive coding. We have thoroughly worked on our technical skills, but still something is missing. In this video, we are going to discuss what are some of the important tips you need to actually implement so you can actually crack college placement if I talk about, or if you're already confident, you can actually have a better career opportunities as a freshers. So let's start discussion. So first of all, I want to mention one thing before I start with this. Why this is important? Because obviously if a company is coming to your college, that means they have taken an effort and they understand what kind of a value they are expecting from students. So obviously you have to understand, if you are going to look like a mediocre student, they are not going to entertain you at any cost, because if they are coming to your campus, that means they have certain expectations, because your training and placement department has already said that. So talking about that, first of all, you have to do one thing. You have to actually do the research about the company. So obviously college placements are not like this, that you will come to a college and they will say, okay, you have to sit for this placement. Tomorrow is the placement and I will not tell you which company it is coming. You have to sit for the placement. It never happens like that. They simply mention that maybe on 5th of August, Microsoft is coming. Just an example. Maybe if Microsoft is not coming into your college, that may be different, but you have to understand, they will tell you that on this specific date, this particular company is coming for the college placement. So you do a thorough research about the company. Why that is important? Because when you're going to talk to an interviewer, they will be able to understand that you are not a mediocre student. You are actually quite a well-researched person and you're serious about this particular interview if I talk about. So please make sure that you do the research. The next point is obviously that you have to prepare a strong resume. Now, I want to emphasize a lot that resume is going to play a huge role for you in your career. Okay, so please make a strong resume. Now, how do I make a strong resume? We have made a separate video on that. But if I have to give you a very gist of it, obviously include your skill set which are relevant to the job if I talk about. Include the projects which are relevant, and do not mention anything else which you cannot do, because obviously if they'll ask you what is this, and if you're unable to answer, they will start judging your resume just because of that. The next point is pay attention to company's presentation. Now this is also important. When company is presenting in the conference hall, if I talk about, or maybe a seminar hall, what they're trying to show you is what kind of a people we are expecting and what kind of a company we are in. So obviously if you have some questions around the presentation, you can ask at that time itself, but try to understand in the presentation of the company, they are showcasing what that company stands for and what that company is, so you'll get the idea of it. Now oftentimes I've seen few interviewers are asking, okay, we showed you the presentation, what do you think about this particular point? Now obviously if you have not given the attention, they will understand that you were not even serious when we were discussing about the company. So try to make sure that you are paying attention to the company's presentation. No exceptions if I talk about, for a very specific reason. This is about the internship, this is about the job, this is not about the examination which you can reappear. The next point is obviously attend mock interviews. Now, why we are focusing on that, you have to focus on the mock interviews, because mock interview help you. Why? Because when you are sitting in front of a stranger and they are asking you a question, your brain is actually processing that information. So you have to be very serious about it. Mock interviews have actually helped a lot of students, and they are continuously helping a lot of students for a very specific reason, because they actually help you open up your brain and let you know what kind of an answers you should give. Secondly, with the help of mock interviews, since they are mock interviews, you also get the feedback that this is where you are lacking. Now obviously if you want to know more about mock interviews and how you can prepare for that, obviously there is a link given in the description of this particular video. Put in your details and someone from our team will reach you out. Secondly, if you have any questions related to what we are discussing, obviously comment section is the place for you. So let's move forward. Now you have to stay updated as well. So this is something which I would say is going to give you brownie points as well. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you are actually interviewing for Facebook, and Facebook has recently changed their name from Facebook to Meta. Just an example. Okay, maybe there is an update from Instagram if I talk about, and there is a new feed which is there, maybe something different. So what is happening in the company, you should be updated with this, because this is going to give you a brownie points. You can mention this, that okay, interviewer from Facebook, I've seen that you guys have changed the name from Meta. How do you think that is going to help your company? Okay, maybe they will ask you, okay, we have recently changed the name. Do you know what is the new name of the company? Maybe they will ask you, like if you're using Instagram, what kind of new changes you have seen in the Instagram application which have been rolled out recently. This shows that you are actually taking an extra step. If you're looking at a product and you're willing to work in the company, are you even noticing what kind of a product releases we are making? So make sure that you are staying updated with the company. Now, this point is being punctual. It's a very cliche if I talk about, because you have to be punctual. Why? Because this is a professional courtesy we have to follow. Okay, being punctual shows that you care about your time, you care about others' time as well. So you have to be punctual. Now, how can I show my punctuality during the interviews? You have to be attentive. You have to showcase that you are not going to waste anyone's time. Obviously, if you don't know the answer, instead of thinking about it, just say no, so that they understand, okay, yes, you are a sorted person. So this is it for this particular video. Obviously, if you have some questions, as I mentioned, if you are sticking around till right now, so obviously put them in the comment. I have some questions which I want to address. How can I get noticed by the companies during the college placement? So try to understand one thing. Companies are hiring for themselves. They are not hiring for someone else. So obviously, if you're going to ask questions which are relevant to the company, you're going to show interest to the company. Company is also going to take an interest on you. Now, what should I prepare for when companies come for placement? Two things which I want to focus on is, like, I want you to focus on, first of all, take a product and understand about it. It can be anything. Let's say you are interviewing for Meta, if I talk about. So understand, like, let's say you pick up WhatsApp. So you can say, okay, this is how my mother is using. She is complaining like she did not like about it. So this is first thing. Secondly, check for the updates. And third thing, which is very important, weak points. And obviously, if you have suggestions towards the weak point, this is going to give you a very good advantage if I talk about, for a very specific reason. Let's say we are talking about Meta. You can say that, okay, all this privacy scandal which is going around, how do you think Meta is going to move forward? Or maybe this is my suggestion. This is what we can do as a company to actually prevent this kind of things happening in the future. So these three things I would recommend that you should actually focus on when you are going for an interview, and companies are going to notice you for that. So in conclusion, I would say, when you are going to appear for an interview, don't appear for an interview just for the sake of an interview. This is about your life. This is about a job, if I talk about. So if you are going to show yourself that you are serious about the company, company is going to make sure that they are serious about you. So with this, thank you for watching this video. If you have a video suggestion, put that in the comment. And with this, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.